Level 1, the decision. You make $54,000 a year, but you have $6,400 in savings, $23,000 in student loans, and a credit card you've been rotating since you were 22. The balanced personality of meaning to pay it off stops tonight. Tonight, you decide to stop letting money move through your hands without a direction. You run the math, then pour the cold coffee down the sink, and something quietly, irrevocably begins. Level 2, the silence. 3 months in, you're at Marcus's housewarming. It's downtown, all glass and a gym with a skyline view. Everyone is admiring the kitchen island, but nobody asks about your index fund. You have rerouted your paycheck. Drive a 2017 Honda Fit you paid $8,400 for in cash, removing a $310 monthly car payment. $1,200 leaves automatically to the index fund on the day it arrives. The social cost is front-loaded. You pay the front-loaded cost in the specific loneliness of making a choice nobody around you is making. Your brokerage account has $4,100 in it. It doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like a number in a box nobody can see. Year 2. The debt is gone. All of it. The student loan paid off 11 months ahead of schedule. The feeling is not triumph. It is the simple, unremarkable sensation of something ending. A low-grade hum you'd stop noticing is simply gone. You got a $4,200 raise. Instead of breathing, you increase your automatic investment transfer by $350 a month and spend the rest on nothing in particular. Saving rate matters more than income. You have a friend named Devin. Devin makes $49,000 and recently financed a $52,000 truck. The payment is $980 a month. Devin has approximately zero invested anywhere. The trajectories are about to diverge. Level 4, the pressure. You miss your cousin's Vegas trip. The math said the $600 plus compounding was actually $1,500 in real future value. So you stayed home, and now you sit with the silence. You question everything. The rules, the math, the entire infrastructure of modern life is calibrated to make the performance of consumption feel desirable. Dissent is uncomfortable. You wonder if you are optimizing your life or just sitting it out in spreadsheet form. And then you check your brokerage account. Level 5, the turning point. $47,300. You have to look at it twice. You stayed in during the rough patch in months 14 through 18, which turns out to be the single most important decision of your life. This is the inflection point. You are looking at $47,300 that is working while you sleep. Devin bought new rims for his truck. They cost $1,800. He paid with a credit card. There comes a moment where the account balance stops feeling like a number and starts feeling like time. Actual, tangible, convertible units of future freedom. Level 6, the arrival. Year 8. You are sitting in a coffee shop on a Tuesday at 10 in the morning, and this is not a vacation or a sick day. This is what enough looks like from the inside. It looks like a coffee that you finish while it's still hot. Your Roth IRA holds another $68,000, combined $282,000 invested. The median American between 35 and 44 has a net worth of approximately $130,000. You are 33, and you have passed that median already. Options. That was always the word underneath all of it. Not stuff, not status. The path is still long, but you can see the direction now in a way you couldn't from the beginning. Level 7, the truth. You are 35. You are sitting in an ordinary room and you have reached the number. $430,000. The enough you defined at 25, adjusted for inflation, crossed last month. Financial minimalism is not about having less. It is about the relentless, honest daily reckoning with the question, what is this for? Every purchase, every expense, what is this actually for? Devin is still catching up. He said, I feel like I'm always catching up to something. What he is chasing is what you were chasing at 25. The permission, finally, to exhale. The rules were never the point. They were just a structure for holding a question. Not can I afford this? Or do I deserve this? But who am I building with this? You have a life whose shape you recognize because you drew it yourself at 25. On a night when nobody was watching. With a calculator and cold coffee. Because here's what compound interest actually is at the ground level, without the inspirational poster framing. It is time. That is the entire mechanism. You are buying time. The one-in, one-out rule has simplified your apartment. Clutter, it turns out, has a psychological cost. You have to feel it in your own body to understand. You feel lighter, still building in the dark. Month 26. You have $19,400 invested. This is the part of the story where nobody claps because it doesn't photograph. It is a number in a brokerage account doing something patient and invisible. No lifestyle inflation after raises. This rule is the one that separates the people who talk about wealth from the people who actually do it. Saving rate matters more than income. The 2023 Federal Reserve Survey found the median American net worth is $135,000, including home equity. You've passed that already in liquid assets alone, without a house, without a truck. The average new car payment in 2024 was $726 a month. You haven't had a car payment in 8 years. The math on that alone, compounded over time, is approximately $124,000. One decision, compounded. Devin bought a house last year. Finally, he's 32. You attended the housewarming and stood in his backyard and felt something uncomplicated for the first time in a long time. Pride, just pride for both of you. You have started to understand what arrival actually is. It is not a destination. It is a threshold where the future, for the first time, costs less than the present did, where time is arriving on its own. What you were actually doing was practicing a philosophy. Minimalism in the financial sense is about the relentless daily reckoning with the question, what is this for? By external measures, you are unremarkable. The apartment is nice, the car is old, the wardrobe is considered, and you are, by every internal measure that matters, precisely where you chose to be. You drew this life yourself at 25 on a night when nobody was watching. The rules were just a structure. The coffee is hot. You finish it before it gets cold. While you were building your index fund, the world was shifting. According to IMF data, the global gross savings rate remains around 26%, but the distribution is fractured. You aren't just saving for yourself, you're insulating against global volatility. The float, the money moving through the world without direction, is what fuels bubbles. By choosing a 70% savings rate, you removed your capital from the float and placed it into the foundation. You stopped being fuel and started being the engine. Inflation is the shadow that eats the coffee in the tin. At an average of 3%, $100 today is $74 in 10 years. The index fund wasn't a gamble, it was the only way to keep the coffee from disappearing while you slept. Your life now runs on an invisible infrastructure. Automated transfers, reinvested dividends, tax-advantage buckets. While others manage their stress, you manage your systems. Remember the 3 a.m. moment in year 3, when you almost quit? Looking back from 35, that moment wasn't a crisis. It was a test of the blueprint. You didn't just build wealth, you built a person who could survive the quiet. Year 9, you begin to apply the 4% rule, the withdrawal rate that sustains 30-year retirements. It's not a guess, it's the Trinity study in motion. At $400,000, your money generates $16,000 a year for life, safely. You've built a lifestyle floor. No matter what happens to the economy, your core survival is now independent of a boss. You are no longer trading hours for survival, you are trading them for fulfillment. The one-in, one-out rule is now automatic. You don't manage objects anymore, you manage space. Your relationship with things has shifted from accumulation to curation. Devon's truck is 10 years old now. It's no longer a status symbol, it's a liability. But your Honda Fit has become something else entirely, a testament to the life you didn't buy. You sit in the same coffee shop where you started. The light is the same, the coffee is the same. But the person holding the cup is fundamentally unrecognizable to the one who sat here a decade ago. Becoming a millionaire was never the end, it was the beginning of a harder education. You're building the blueprint and living in the building at the same time. Why $430,000? Because capital mobility is your greatest asset. At this number, you cover the median cost of living in 70% of the developed world. You aren't just rich, you're globally autonomous. There's a weight to being the first. You look stable from the outside, but you're still figuring it out in real time. The coffee can is gone, but the responsibility remains. Devon is still chasing a rival, but the feeling of having arrived cannot be purchased. It's in the relationship you have with your own future. So, who are you building? You have a Tuesday morning that belongs to you, and a life whose shape you recognize, because you drew it yourself. Subscribe to join the movement of the unremarkable millionaires. See you in the next. Your enough number isn't a guess. It's the point where your safe withdrawal rate matches your desired lifestyle floor. It is the moment math becomes autonomy. If you keep your enough in a savings account, inflation turns it into not enough. You have to outrun the shadow just to stay in the same place. The Tuesday morning coffee isn't just about the caffeine. It's about the fact that you own the time it takes to drink it. That is the only real wealth. Subscribe to join the movement of the unremarkable millionaires. See you in the next.